Hello, welcome to my channel, Bone Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Libra. All right, Libras, you are up. And as always, I'm going to pull out your romance angel messages first just to see what messages they have for your week. And then we'll get right into your animal spirits and your forecasts. All right, guys, so if you haven't already checked out your love reading for January, do check that out. That is linked. And your 2020 outlooks are up also. All right, Libra. So let's just see what your week may or may not entail. Now, we know these readings can't be for everyone. If it doesn't apply to you, just let it go. It's not for you. Calling in your soulmate. This has come out a lot this week for everyone, really. True love, Libra. Romance of a lifetime. And we have healing family issues. So this is nice, right? Your love life benefits when you heal family issues. And that's always the case, isn't it? All right, guys, let's get your animal spirits out. Now, your animal spirits can indicate certain energies that are becoming available to you. They can indicate characteristics of personality types of people in your life that you're dealing with on a regular basis. They could also indicate sometimes stages in your life that you're coming into, right? So let's just see what animal spirits you have walking with you this week, Libra, or flying with you, as it were. All right, straight out we have the fish. Beautiful water energy. We have the vulture, air energy. It's one that comes out a lot from my readings. And whale energy. Interesting. All right, let's get right into that. All right, the fish. The fish is a water element, animal spirit, and the fish is representative of restlessness, right? Restlessness, a lack of intention or clear goals. The fish is very much swept up by the currents of life. He really just wants to go and go and go. And it's a very sort of exhilarating life that the fish leads at first. However, you know, just like the fish in the ocean, right, with all of the various currents and all of the different possibilities of where he or she could go, the fish individual or the fish energy, right, you can really get lost, right? Sometimes if you're resonating with this is someone who's really excited, sort of lost out there, kind of just always going from one thing to the next. They always end up having very slippery relationships and very unfulfilled situations because they lack a clear intention in their lives, right? They lack clear focus or clear goals. You know, without clear goals of what you want in your life, sometimes all of the possibilities that are out there, if you're by nature that type of individual who likes to go and have adventure, without those clear goals, all those possibilities can really become overwhelming, and you can end up sort of really getting lost and never having actually achieved anything, never having stuck around long enough for a deeper relationship. So fish energy is a time, if you're resonating with this, you should really sort of take a step back from what you're doing and sort of meditate on lunar energy. The fish works very well with sort of moon energy, that feminine aspect, that calming aspect, and just take some time off to meditate and really think about what it is you want in your life, right? And realize that at some point you're going to have to you know, start to make decisions according to clear-cut intentions and goals. Now, the vulture is an air element, and the vulture is an extremely misunderstood animal, right? In the wild, in our ecosystem, the vulture is necessary to clean up the death and waste and to prevent disease, right? So the vulture is a very much a rebalancing energy, a purifying energy. The vulture is the energy that comes into a situation when we need to clean up our messes or clean up other people's messes when they call upon you, right? The vulture is extremely undervalued, and also the vulture oftentimes, because of this, is very much symbolic of times when we go through our lives that may have been difficult or hard, or times that we regret, right? They are oftentimes blessings in disguise. Just as the vulture is a very undervalued sort of animal spirit, one that's very misunderstood, it also reminds us that oftentimes situations we go through are kind of misunderstood in a way too. We have to see that there's always a blessing in a learning situation. Certainly the vulture is synonymous with a rebalancing and a purifying of a particular situation or an environment. Now, the whale, beautiful, strong energy. The whale is a water element. And the whale is associated with a profound sense of peace and wisdom. The whale is also symbolic of someone who has an enormous amount of emotional stability and strength. This is someone who's very, very strong emotionally because they've been through some things. They've learned a lot. They're very wise. This is the person who doesn't mind going deeper, who wants to go deeper, who doesn't have any problem sort of traversing extremely emotional situations or emotional times in our lives, right? Oftentimes, this could be someone that is in your life that is able to show an extreme amount of compassion and strength at the same time while also being very emotionally available. Whale energy individuals are very rare. And it's an energy also, it can be someone that resonates with this energy, but it can also be that type of energy coming into your life if you're going through something really emotional, or if you're doing a lot of like in-depth healing and you're going to places inside of you that are very deep that you haven't been to before emotionally. Whale energy can come into your life to sort of strengthen you, right? And to make it sort of like not easier, right? But just to give you the strength to go through it, right? And a lot of that strength is associated with feminine compassion. The whale is associated with energy, feminine energy. And certainly is also associated with a high degree of compassion, which is something that you also develop when you are a very emotionally strong person. Compassion is something that a lot of people don't have. Compassion is different than feeling sorry for someone, right? Feeling sorry for someone comes from a value system. Having compassion for someone is really, really a profound ability to have that is in short supply today, which is another reason why whale individuals are very rare and also just very, very important in our lives. Certainly, if you have a healing family issues message coming in from the romance angels for you, Libra, whale energy is definitely the energy you want to have around during a time like that. All right, guys, let's get right into your spreads for the week. Now, these spreads are they are intended to be separate outlooks, right, or separate forecasts for separate Libras. So you may only resonate with one of them, right? You may not resonate with any of them, and that's fine also. Once again, this reading can't be for all Libras, so just take it as it comes to you. All right, my lovelies, here we go. Let's just get right into it. All right, straight out, we have the Queen of Cups, Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords. All right, wow. A queen and two sevens. Well, first off, 7 is the number for dreams and aspirations, our highest goals, the things that we wish for ourselves, right? Queen of Cups is an extremely emotionally stable person, right? This is going to be someone who is very much synonymous with whale energy. I oftentimes consider these two cards very sort of much linked in that way, because the Queen of Cups is someone who is very wise, very profound, very compassionate, and she also has a high degree of emotional stability and strength. She enjoys expressing her love and her feelings. She understands the nature of exchanging feelings and talking about each other's feelings. It's very special what she offers. She is also the card we associate with as above, so below, because she absolutely sort of you know, she radiates who she truly is, right? Her feelings are always right there. She doesn't hide them in any way, right? Her heart is absolutely on her sleeve. Yes, she's very strong. And right now you're resonating with this, Libra. Some of you are right now really feeling strong like this. And this is very, very good. However, the Queen of Cups does have a cup of love ready to share. So you're wanting to engage. You are wanting to sort of perhaps share your cup of love in some way. It could be that you are doing charitable work. It could be that you are doing healing work. This doesn't always have to be for a love connection or a romantic connection. It depends on the intuitive read and the other cards. But this is the energy that you're coming into the week with. And you're met with a 7 of Wands, which is quite interesting. 7 of Wands is a feeling of really having to do all of the work yourself. So it could be that you are right now in a healing situation. I do think this is about a family situation. I'm going to tell you why in a minute because of the 7 of Swords. Some of you are ready to heal a family situation. And when you go into this week, you are resonating with whale energy. However, I think you're finding yourself having to work very hard at it because it seems as though you're the only one who's really wanting to put the effort in. 7 of Wands is the card for valor, and it's also the card for sort of feeling like David and Goliath, you know, feeling like it's you against the world. You have a lot of other wands sort of combating you. And 7 of Wands is also about very much having to come with creative ways, like to deal with certain not even so much obstacles. We're not even talking about obstacles here. Here we're talking about fending off actual sort of attacks, right? So this is like actually, and I don't mean physical attacks. Wands talks about things to do with creativity and our passion, our fire. So it feels very much like you are literally having to defend your position, right? Or you're having to be very creative about defending your position. This could be a position also for some of you at work, right? You could be in a creative career, and it could be that right now you're getting attacked for the certain position that you're taking, or you feel like you're having to defend it in some way. And this can also be for if you're dealing with family issues, you know, if you're healing family issues, you're having family meetings and you're finding yourself having to sort of be very proactive about defending certain actions or defending the way you want the healing to go, right? It's a very combative sort of energy in a lot of ways, but it isn't a sword, so I don't want you to feel like it's a physical thing. And this is quite interesting. And then you round your week off with a 7 of Swords, which is very interesting because 7 of Swords is a card for treachery and futility. I think for some of you, you're going to find out that perhaps there is someone there by the end of the week, and you're dealing with this, if you're dealing with family or if you're dealing with work, right? You're going to find out by the end of the week that somebody has been actively working against you. It's not even like... you know, in any situation, it's normal, like certainly at work or if you're dealing with family arguments and healing, right? It's normal that everyone is heated, right? And surely there probably will be other people who have the same feeling that you have here, this feeling of like, you know, they're on their own having to defend themselves. You know, everyone may, you know, multiple people in the same scenario may be feeling like that, and that's normal, right? Because you're working through issues, right? What I mean with the 7 of Swords is that you're going to find out that somebody, it wasn't that they are just being sort of going through the normal paces like I just mentioned, but they're actively seeking to disrupt the healing process, right? This is a card for treachery. So this is when somebody's energy is so toxic that they are being very sort of conniving, they're very backstabbing, they're, you know, their ultimate intention is not really a wholesome one, or is not really a truly conscientious one, a good one, right? So it's like no matter how much you engage with them, you know, they're not really trying to meet you halfway. They're not really trying to heal. Or if it's a work situation, they may be acting like they want you to defend your position because that's the normal thing you have to do, right? If you're trying to make a new proposal, right, or something like that. But then you find out that behind your back, they're actually like fucking with your paperwork or messing with your documents or doing like really underhanded shit to sort of mess you up, right? So just take care. This is really interesting. This is going to be a real wake-up call. It feels almost like vulture and whale energy coming in, because it's going to feel quite like, oh wow, what a mess, but you're going to find out by the end of the week. This is a very specific reading for someone who's dealing with healing a family situation or perhaps a work situation. Justice, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Some of you are coming into the week with this justice energy, and justice is all about rebalancing. Also, justice is also your card, Libra. So this is you showing up in your own reading, and it's it just means to say, because when we associate the signs with the various tarot cards, it just talks about sharing the essence, right? And so yes, you are showing up in your own reading, but also this week is all about you sort of finding yourself, rebalancing yourself. It could be, Libra, that for some of you that things have become a little bit out of balance. And I see that you're coming in and being met with a Four of Pentacles energy. So it's like there's a feeling of things may have gotten a little bit out of balance with your financial situation, right? Because Four of Pentacles is all about a fear that your stability is being threatened in some way. Your financial stability is being threatened. It can be the card of being the miser or being extremely greedy, right? But oftentimes miserliness and greediness are just symptoms of fear. They're just symptoms of someone's fear that they're going to lose what they have. It can be very extreme fear, and then you become a miser. You never spend anything. Or or you become extremely greedy all the time. It turns negative. But for the most part, it's just a fear of destabilization in your financial area. So I wonder if perhaps some of you are also waiting for an actual judgment to come in that's going to sort of help you with this. It could be that you're just going through a short temporary period, or there may have been a period of time where, things have been a little bit tight for you, right? For whatever reason. You may have changed jobs, you may have gotten divorced, you may have gotten separated, right? Or something like that. Whatever the case may be, it does feel very much like it's been a temporary period of out of balance, right? And right now, I think this week is the time that you're thinking of it sort of beginning to be rebalanced with justice coming in. Like I say, some of you may be getting a judgment come in this week that's going to rebalance your finances or put you back to where you should be. In any case, you round your week up with an Ace of Cups, and it's quite interesting because a new opportunity for love comes in. And it's quite nice, right? It's interesting that the Ace of Cups will come in for this situation here with the finances. Could be that as you're going through this area of your life, you may run into someone that turns out to be a love interest, right? It could be that as a result of this judgment or this action, this official action that comes in, it could be a rendering of some sort or a completion to a divorce or separation agreement that allows you to now be free and be with your lover or be with your new lover, even though in the short term it's felt very sort of difficult financially. Let's hope that this justice comes and rebalances this financial situation. To a certain degree, I feel like it must, at least a little bit, because you feel comfortable enough to fall in love again, or to have this new love now come into your life. And again, Four of Pentacles is only feeling threatened. It's a financial threat. It doesn't necessarily indicate poverty or having lost a lot of money in any way. Okay, guys, next one. Final one. King of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, some of you are coming into this week with a King of Cups attitude. You have your eye on someone, right? And the person you have your eye on is a Nine of Pentacles right there, because that's the energy you're moving towards. King of Cups is a very forward energy. It's a very intentional energy, and it's an energy of wanting to make a union, make a commitment. The King of Cups is the one who wants to wife somebody. He wants to sort of have somebody's, have a wife, right? And this is not gender specific. This could be male, female, it doesn't matter. If you're female, it's just that you're being much more the dominant one about going out and aggressively seeking your mate. And in any case, you come up to a Nine of Pentacles, and I believe this is the person you have your eye on, because the Nine of Pentacles person is on their own. And oftentimes they are a little bit alienated by their financial status. So you may have your eye on somebody who's like very successful financially, right? They may have a high level of mastery in their career. Like they could be someone very much who is known for being good at what they do, right? So they have a very high sort of, I want to say social status, but they also have a legitimate high level of talent and ability. And it shows in the rewards of their work, is what I'm saying, right? Even if they're not well known, they're at a high-powered level in what they're doing, and they know what they're doing, and people and their colleagues around them know that they're very good at it. This is also someone who's very, generally very beautiful, because they take care of themselves, right? They radiate a sense of beauty, because Nine of Pentacles is someone who really just seeks to increase their mastery of themselves on all levels, and they also take very good care of their health. They have a high level of, looking after oneself, right? Again, they are generally alienated from a lot of people and don't have a lot of close relationships because they're high level of ambition. But nevertheless, Libra, it seems to me that you have your eye on this individual. It's interesting, it's very nice, because it rounds out with a Ten of Pentacles, and Ten of Pentacles is really a beautiful sort of, I'm going to say it's a beautiful coming together and union of two people, and it's like they're coming together, it's perfect in terms of having all the wealth, right? Ten of Pentacles is a completion stage, right? But it's a completion stage in terms of blessings and wealth. And the ultimate wealth is to be with someone, to be in a union with someone, so that you can have, more children, and the line goes on. And, certainly if we're talking about financial stability, can be when two people get together and they have a business together, or their financial status together increases. And increases to a level that they can have children. And you know what I mean? It's just a certain sense of like ongoing financial stability. It's completion, right? It could be also, when two people have gotten together and they're just in college, and then it may have been difficult for a little while. But then when they get out of college and they finally get ready to get married, and they're both in their careers and doing very well, this can also be indicated like a Ten of Pentacles. Because that's the difference. Here you have the 9 and the 10. The difference is she has a husband now, right? This beautiful character in the 10 of Pentacles now has a husband and children. The grandfather is there. And so it's that unionizing with someone, or that coming together with someone in a very sort of committed and long-term way. Sometimes it can even indicate getting married and having a nice, happy, stable family home, and financially stable family home. In any case, Libra, this is very beautiful. Now, some of you Libras may be the 9 of Pentacles, and it's a case that this week your King of Cups is coming after you, right? So it can be very much vice versa here. But there's certainly a King of Cups. Someone in this situation, the hunter, as it were, is really resonating with a high level of emotional sort of fire. The King of Cups is sometimes associated with Scorpio energy, right? So that's sort of real, and I want to say real hunter, real aggressive, and not in a bad way, but in a way like they will absolutely if this is you, Libra, right? Your person is going to absolutely let you know that they want to be with you. Like, this is not going to be vague. You know what I mean? It's not going to be Knight of Cups, like just a little flirting. It's going to be quite strong. And Libra, if you're resonating with this, then you're the one who's being very, very strong and single-minded about it. But it's a beautiful union. It's true love. It could be a case of calling in your soulmate, but it comes out very, very nice. All right, Libra, this is your reading for January 19th to the 25th. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to check out your other readings that are linked in the description below. If you want to get a private reading, you can go ahead and follow that link at the top of your screen. But for right now, Libra, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.